And welcome to the show, people. Welcome to Batman Radio. All right, real quick, hold up. Real quick, I just want to get right into things basically right now. First order of business, okay. I don't know, man. I'm gonna explain this to TJ on here for now because, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna try to explain it the best I can on here, man. My whole thing, man, is I think people, you know, it's hard for me to deal with people sometimes because it just seems like reality doesn't register. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I said, all I'm asking right now is people to donate. You know what I mean? Like with him, that's all I'm asking. I'm just asking for people to donate and show some support. It's been a long time coming, a long time I've been doing this. There's no reason that people shouldn't be showing some real support and donating. I mean, this is literally how I survive and what I do. I'm a content creator, right? So I survive off donations. That's literally how I make my living and why I do this and the entire purpose of everything I do on here. If it's like anybody, if I wasn't getting paid, I don't need to be on here. Now I enjoy doing it. It's cool. I get to express myself and it helps people. And I make a career, being a talk show host basically at this point. But, I'm just going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it all out right here, plain as day. I mean, um, as far as what I'm saying to TJ, it's pretty simplistic. It's just if I'm going to make any moves at any time or I'm going to do something, I do things a certain way. Like I do things efficiently. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'll always have everything, man. I'll always be good because God provides, like I said, it's just it gets old, man. It gets old and it gets tiring when people in reality don't seem to understand and process reality and who I am. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it always works to my advantage. That's the way I made it. Like I'm a chameleon. I blend in and people just don't know me. They don't know anything about me. And that's the way I keep it. You feel me? And if you're Batman, you kind of have to do that, right? But my whole point is, if I'm gonna make any moves, man, it has to be official and legit. I'm not just gonna hop on no, Greyhound bus and just go somewhere or go to Austin and not have the money to get back or like I'm not doing that, bro. I mean, it's just common sense. Like, why, and that's my thing is just a lot of times when I'm dealing with people, they act like they don't process or understand just reality and the magnitude of reality and all that I've accomplished and what's going on and what's done. Like this is Batman, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm not mad or nothing. It's nothing like that. Like I'm totally cool with TJ. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm gonna help him out regardless. It's not conditional. It's not based off him doing anything for me. I want to help out the people that I feel deserve it and the good people. I still think TJ is a good dude, regardless. You know what I mean? I really think he's trying. And he doesn't owe me anything. So like I said, I'm just I mean, I'm grateful to have him as a friend. You know what I mean? But I'm really talking about everybody else, man. It just seems like people just don't want to understand and process things. The only thing that bothers me is just sometimes I feel like people really don't get how much I've accomplished. I mean, I literally run the streets, man. I mean, like I said, I don't tiptoe around any issue. I don't tiptoe around anything. I mean, I've accomplished a lot, man. Like I said, I've 100% accomplished a lot. And like I said, it just the reason why it's difficult is because in my position, I was raised different. Like this new age, this millennial stuff, like y'all love to talk too much. We're raised different. Like we're totally different people and cultures. Like me, I'm taught to be calm and not be running my mouth. You know what I mean? Loose lips sink ships. That's just what it is. So I don't do too much talking. I think that people know what it is. I think everybody knows what it is at this point. I think people can understand the magnitude of what I've accomplished. I don't think I really need to keep going over it time and time again. I think people know. I think that it's hard for people out there in society and reality to understand the magnitude of all that I've done and accomplished, especially in my life. Like I said, I'm 35. I've lived all over the country. I've been in all sorts of different states and cities and really like been thorough there. I've done my thing pretty much all over the map. So that's the thing is like I have a lot of life experience. It's just different. It's different than people who aren't well cultured and well rounded. And that was the whole goal growing up was to be well rounded. It's like with the rap stuff and the music stuff. The whole goal was to work at your craft. The goal was to be able to sing, which I thought I never was going to be able to do. I was never a singer, and now I can sing like literally like Hank Williams. You know what I mean? I kind of sound like Elvis on my ad libs and stuff in the background, and like I kind of sing like Elvis at times when I want to on command. So it's like musically, everybody knows I'm a genius all around. I'm a musical genius. I make all my tracks in like 5, 10 minutes. I mean, I've made so much music on the internet. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? And the whole thing and name of the game at this point is like it's just money. I mean, honestly, it's God first. God comes first. Money means nothing. But at this point in the game, I mean, we got to turn around and look at everything because I've done so much. That's why I don't do silly questions. I don't talk to weak narcs who work 9 to 5s as wage slaves and think they're going to talk to me about money, much less ask me questions about money. Like that's hilarious, bro. Like, do you have any concept of who I am and how much I've done? Like it's just comical, bro. Like I've done it all, bro. I've done what you people could never do. Nobody. It doesn't matter who you are. There's nobody who's accomplished more than Tyree Sneed. That's the first thing you got to get. I'm the only self-made trillionaire who ever existed in the flesh, and I still am through equity. Like I said, I own billions in equity. I own buildings, bro, worth billions of dollars. You people, you tell yourself things that you want to hear. You understand? This is all part of my plan. This is all part of the divine plan and God's plan. This is all part of the formula. And I just think it's crazy how y'all look at the world and how y'all still see things through your jaded lens that doesn't exist. You know, I mean, it's just a bunch of backwardsness. I can't tolerate it. I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with y'all. That's why I don't talk to most of you people. I don't talk to too many people, man, too often. So it's like me and TJ are tight. We cool. Like I'm gonna help you regardless. You know what I mean? But he's like, stay close to the phone and answer my calls whenever like dude I don't that's not how I operate, like what I mean, it's not personal, and I operate a certain way. I mean, like I mean I'm always be here for you, and if you need to talk you can always talk to me, but I'm just saying, I don't do this acting stuff. I'm not going to do like, I mean it's like what is the purpose of constantly talking? You get what I'm saying? I mean, I don't mind texting, but like to be calling and talking all the time for what? You know what I mean? And I don't mind doing that here and there, or like once a day, but like to all the time be talking on the phone, if there's no purpose behind it, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I like talking to them. It's cool. We just chill and talk about different things. You know what I mean? Like as friends, that's cool. But you know, anything else, I mean, it's not like I'm on standby for anything, I mean, we just got to be realistic, I mean, you need to, do what you need to do for you, all I asked was one thing, if you can show some support for what I'm doing in my business and my channel, as far as, all that other stuff concerning Austin, it's all an idea for the future. Like I said, maybe next month we could do it. I don't know. I mean, but if there isn't, like money being provided to do all that, it doesn't make any sense for me to just jump out the box. I'm not going to go just get on a bus and just, oh, I'm going to Austin. I don't have that luxury because like I said, I have no support system. So I'm not going to go get stranded in Austin. We did that last time and I almost ended up stranded out there. And remember when I asked all these people back here for help, nobody did anything for me. Remember? Yeah, and then I have to figure it out myself, and I did, and I pulled a miracle just like I did in Kentucky. In Kentucky, do you really think that church group, like I'm positive they're vindictive and evil and demonic at this point. I mean, do you really think that that church group thought I was going to get back to Texas? No. It's just the truth. That's why like certain individuals, right, looked at me and looked like they saw a ghost. Like, yeah, because you know exactly what you did and I know the truth and I've talked about it publicly. You know what I mean? I don't have to keep on saying names or none of that. It's purposeless. That's the biggest, how to put it, like, that's, they say Batman is vengeance. That's the biggest vengeance you can have, is just not getting upset, not being mad, not seeking any kind of revenge or anything like that, just being you and existing. That's what all these videos talk about, man. Those Joker videos are amazing, bro. I don't know who makes them, but like they're pretty smart because they know what they're talking about, and like every single statement that it says, the wording in it is just brilliant, and it really is true, So they're pretty amazing, man. They perplex me. It's pretty cool. I'm become like addicted to listening to them. Um, and you have to understand the Batman and the Joker are kind of intertwined. That's what y'all don't get. I mean, the Joker is constantly defining Batman and talking about how he is. That's why they have it like that. It's two energies that still kind of need each other and have to even if they go back and forth, they have actual conversations because they're necessary conversations. You know, um Batman is a whole symbol of somebody who was, kind of rejected by society, basically. Not kind of, was. I was built off rejection. That's what people don't understand. Everything that those Joker videos say, y'all just need to watch those, and they talk about me. I don't know why they're all specifically about me, but like, I'm not a person who just thinks that everything's about me. No. Like, the word for word, and the one I have on my wall is exactly about me. It can't be about anyone else because nobody else went through the things it's describing. Nobody. Ain't none of you softies gone through what I've been through, bro. You know what I mean? And it says the truth, how I've responded and answered my calling, and it even talks about God in there. Yeah, they're Joker videos, Joker speaking, but he still talks about God and references God. That's how I know, like, it's specifically for me, all of these downloads and things that I hear, because, like I said, he talks right to me. It'll literally come on there like, this is God speaking, and these words are just for you, literally. And I'm like, yeah, this is not coincidental. It makes sense. But like I said, my journey with what happened to me, it's all undeniable. I'm undeniable. My existence is undeniable. The existence of an actual superhuman is undeniable. A superhuman Batman, it's undeniable. I am the real Batman. There is nothing fake about this. There is nothing fake about my journey. There's nothing fake about the things that I've survived and continue to push through every day. And that's what I represent. It's a whole different level of strength and determination and ambition, and it has to do with an awakening, an ascension, and a rebirth. You know what I mean? So that means, what did I go through already? I already went through the other half of that. You have to go through the first part, right, to get to the rebirth. So that's what Batman is. Just like Catwoman. Catwoman had to go through what she went through, right, in the movie, and then she has a rebirth and becomes a different person. That's what they mean when they say, what do they call it? What is it called? Like rebirth in Christ. You know what I mean? Or like, um, what is it? I just had a weird feeling too from what I go through physically, but it doesn't even really scare me at this point. It's just whatever, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't even care anymore. I'm in God's hands. Um, what was it? You know what I'm talking about, when you like become a new being in Christ. Like, you're reborn, like being a born again Christian, like those terms are real things that you can do, that are applicable. And that's my deal with the church stuff. Like, the reason why these people don't talk to me, right, is because they're in on it. Like I said, like, yeah, it's obvious. Like, y'all probably talk to these people, and even if you don't, you're still narcs, and you're just upset because you know that I've exposed you. And it's not that you really care about being exposed publicly. I think it's just that you feel exposed because I see right through you and your antics and your games. That's what it is. Like, they know that they're being hypocritical. They know they're hypocrites. They know that they're cowards. They know that what I'm calling out and saying is the truth. And I don't do it to be any way or be vindictive or anything like that. It's just my personality. I'm never going to change. I'm a walking mirror. I'm walking karma. And that's what the thing is, when people think that they're going to play games with me and mess with me, it's a huge mistake every time. I'm walking karma, bro. Like, people go against me, you go against God. You understand? And like I said, all these people are living out their karma, and they're going through their karma. I mean, insurmountable amounts of karma. Okay. Like, nonstop. Okay. So, like, I mean, I'm haunting them. That's what it said too. It said you're not just existing, you're haunting, the world. Like I'm a walking nightmare, bro. That's what people don't get. Literally. Like y'all don't get it, bro. Like that's what you created. You created a monster, bro. You created the real thing. There's nothing fake here. You feel me? So it's like I said, I mean, like people don't get like I could just go all the way real with it. I don't even have to get on here and talk. You know what I mean? I really shouldn't be doing no talking. Talk to who? Talk to what? Talk to a bunch of people who all terrified of me and can't even have a conversation with me in front of my face. You feel me? Like I said, you don't know me. You don't know the thoughts in my mind. You have no idea who I am. You don't know anything about me, and it's not for you to know. See, all these narcs and these people who don't even know me, these cowards, it's pathetic because they want to control the people so bad, and that's why they're upset because their games didn't work with me. Nobody controls me. You understand? Legends, like it said, legends take pain and turn it into power. Legends go through these things that I went through, and it doesn't. Nothing broke me. It's impossible to break me. I just keep going. That's why I'm Batman. You understand? I'm a walking legend walking around, bro. Like something walking around in the Renaissance times in the street or medieval times. Like, do you understand that my bat suit is probably going to be downright terrifying? Like I said, I mean, I'm going to look like a real bat, like a Batman. That's the thing. Like a lot of it may end up being like, like steel or titanium or Kevlar, but it's going to be like some of the suits will be like actual armor. And like the mask that I'm going to wear, I'm going to look like a walking gargoyle. That's what y'all don't get. This is not designed to be cute or nice. I didn't come here to be your friend. You understand? See, people vastly underestimate me and they don't know anything about me. Like I said, I'm an all out, full fledged gangster, like something out of a movie. I'm not a normal guy. I'm not just a civilian. I'm not a regular guy. I'm not a nice guy. I'm an actual gangster. You understand? That's on a whole nother level with it. You understand? So it's like these people don't understand if I wanted, I could just go all out Joker. I could literally turn into Joker. And I mean, the force that I would be as the Joker, people have not seen nothing yet. People couldn't even fathom or comprehend. Okay. Like, the level of what I could be on. And like I said, I mean, if I was evil, how evil I could be. You understand? So it's like, I got both sides to me, man. That's what makes me, you know what I mean? That's the dynamic. You're gonna have a dynamic, and you're gonna have like, just like they try to justify, what was it? You're gonna have a balance. You know what I mean? They say, oh, we live in a world of duality, and it's like you want to sit here and you want to talk about duality, but you're a predatory tarot reader that's making any dime you get off of talking about me and my life, and then only focusing on the same thing over and over again, repeating yourself, which is absolute insanity. Like I think anyone who repeats themselves, like these people who try to type on here, and like I said, you're about to run out of videos to type on and all you're doing is helping me clean up the channel and I'm not reading anything you say, I'm not documenting nothing. I refuse to participate any longer because you're just trying to be repetitive. Right. It's clear what you're doing. You're trying to coin what's wrong with you and use it towards someone, right? Towards me. Yeah, not going to happen. Like I said, me, I'm in my right mind. I operate a certain way and that's it. Any kind of energy that doesn't make sense, I don't take that in. I don't play like that. So, like I said, you have to try a little harder because it ain't happening. You feel me? So, like I said, you could keep typing to yourself because that's what people like you do. And I think it's funny how they say, they get online, they say, I'm going to mess with Batman. Ain't nobody messing with Batman. Like I said, you don't have a way to mess with me. You don't slightly make me feel any way. You don't move me. You don't make me react. And you for sure don't scare me. What you want is a response because that's the only way you can move forward. It's that simple. As long as I don't respond or react to you or get upset, which is all you're trying to do is project your feelings because you're upset and you're mad, right? And it's crazy that people would keep repeating a tactic that's never worked on me. It's never worked once, bro. Someone repeating themselves, it doesn't make me upset. I'm just in my right mind and I alert that person, hey, listen, I don't do that. That's not how I get down. I don't tolerate something that doesn't make sense that I don't have any reason to tolerate. See, you think boundaries means that somebody has to be upset because you're upset. No, not at all. It's just boundaries. They're two totally different concepts, but see, you're not smart enough to figure that out. There's a lot that you're not smart enough to figure out clearly. I mean, hold up. I mean, you're still sitting there trying to attempt to talk to someone who's not going to talk to you, and what they say goes, and they make the rules in this world. And somebody who's divinely protected, and every time that you type and you do that nonsense, you're just building up your karmic debt and making yourself go through more karma. You're only doing it to yourself. And you're still trying to talk to someone in a sense that, number one, doesn't make any coherent sense. It's literally rambling and babbling, right? And you're trying to talk to someone out of character of who they are. I mean, I'm Tyree Sneed. I'm actually Batman. I'm the guy who built all this. I'm the guy who's been successful. I'm the guy who's done everything. I'm the guy who, like I said, has had all this success. I'm the guy who, like I said, owns billions in equity, mansion and estate, over 2,000 in jewelry, my own car lot, right? What are you talking about? Paid every month over $100. Mineral rights, oil royalties, website worth almost 2 grand. What is anybody talking about? I've had bank accounts with over $300,000 in them. I've made millions every year consecutively. If you want to say that I was in a period of stagnation or I've been struggling, when 2024, I never struggled because I kept pushing forward. The basic little things, I'm already figuring out ways around that. It was never struggling. It was just how it is. I mean, it was just what it is. Everything is situational. Was never struggling. I made money the entire time. I actually made quite a bit of money in 2024, and I kept everything going and kept pushing to do what? To build this business, because everything is about a means to an end. The only thing that matters is this business and this business succeeding right now. Outside of that, nothing else matters. And God and Christina, those come first before this. I mean, this really don't mean that much, but this is all that I'm focused on as far as business and money. So 2024, I had a great year, and you saw that I had a great year. There was ups and downs. There was a lot of human experience. I went through different things, and it was all an amazing. It was really still an amazing year. There was some really hard times in it. There was some really hard times, this year. Probably harder than last year. You know what I mean? To be honest, but I mean, I keep pushing. Hold on. I keep pushing. I got through it all. And I'm just proud of myself. I'm proud of myself because I kept pushing forward, and that's the only reason that I have this business still rolling. Hold on. So now, like I said, I'm getting in a position where I'm just barely starting to get the money accruing a little bit quicker. Next check is already around 117 bucks. You can see that I'm picking up pace a little bit here. Like I said, I have the rest of the month. It's only the 17th. I got the rest of the month to build this check, right? I get paid to speak publicly. I get paid to talk. I have a monetized channel. That means I have a business on here, and I'm building businesses outside of this that incorporate, me doing media. I'm building my own media company. It's already there. Like I said, I've already created the logos that I need. I've got all these logos waiting reserved for me to use. They're all awesome and amazing, just like the one that I just put out on the channel today. People liked it all over social media. Like I said, I have different avenues of promotion and marketing. Um, I'm a complete business, man. Sneed Enterprises is an idea, but it's still a real thing, and it's a valid thing, and it's all working. So my thing is, on the internet, you have people who they're disgruntled at my success that has never stopped. Again, you got to remember the guy you're talking to. If I had a bank account with over 300,000 in it at any point in my life, then you kind of don't have a choice. You got to bow down and pay homage. See, it's just reality. Oh, I'm more than willing to talk, to anyone except for people who are delusional and criminals, because why would I talk to you? It's a waste of my time. I'm not going to talk to people who, like I said, I'm filing a lawsuit and a federal lawsuit, and I already know that you're going to prison, and you've tried to do and say things towards me that were not only against the law but completely illegal and against me. Why would I talk to the enemy? I don't talk to my enemies. I defeat my enemies, and that's what you see me do every day. And every day that I'm here talking, I'm defeating you. Every day that I'm doing anything, I'm defeating you. When I just set and broke another world record, right, of a guy in Japan, right, who can't come close to me. He did 105 pull-ups. That was the world pull-up record. Christina sent me it. I broke it. And there's no continuing of the conversation. There's no disagreeing with reality. The man broke the world record in his sleep immediately and called it out 2 days or a day before that he would do it. You can't tell me nothing. When's the last record that any of you have ever set, much less broke a world record? I did the same thing with 90-pound dumbbell curls, and I'm telling you the truth. They used someone in another country on recordsetter.com to use fake weights, and they approved a fake record. There's no way around this. Nobody can curl 99 point something pounds. Okay, give me a break for reps. It's just silly to even think that. But this is what cheaters do. They cheat on their little corny websites, meaning that their corny websites don't have any, what do they call it, credibility, and they're not official or legit, making you a joke. That's the truth. Recordsetter.com, you create fake records. I mean, so does Guinness. All these companies are fake. Masons twist the rules and the laws and they do what they want to do, but you Masons don't run me. That's why you're upset. And I flip the game around. I'm in your arena and you Masons pay me. I'm big pimping over here. I'm Big Daddy, right? For real, right? That's reality. You Masons pay me, you put the cash in my hand. Actually, you send it directly to my bank account, which is even better. I got direct deposit. Feel me? So, like I said, again, what's going on? There's nothing going on that's negative. Everything's positive for me, always. My life has always been positive and beautiful. But if we check the rap sheet with the people who went against me, they're all getting, the fury of God, God's wrath. They're getting their karma, right? One of them cowards, like I said, lost 2 jobs immediately trying to go against me, trying to slander my name, and he accepted money in a bribe to pretend that he had any kind of power over me at some rinky-dink job that I don't care about, right? Like what? Much less that, peons and peasants, right, are who lost me in the first place. So what? So, I mean, what are you talking about? Like, right there, I mean, it is what it is. People owe me money. That's all. You know what I mean? And like I said, you wanted to pose in front. I proved everything you said was a lie. Very simple. Then you wanted to try to say something personal that was projection and about you and what you have going on. I proved that wrong. I proved that applies to you, right? I don't play these games, man. I'm willing to take any challengers on debating or whatever, but you're going to have to make sense. So you can't do that. I can't say something to you in reality and then, oh, you come back with delusion. People ain't going to play like that, man. We're all grown adults, man. I worked too hard in my life. I'm just being honest. No. See, I don't have to get upset. I'm just not going to tolerate nonsense. And 9 times out of 10, I think that that would, get on anybody's nerves. And why would that be such an accomplishment or the goal? You can get on anybody's nerves. It's not gaining you success. It's not doing anything to them. Being a little agitated ain't going to do nothing to nobody. Well, so what are you talking about? See, it's just people who they don't make sense. So they're so immature and vindictive that they don't have any way of getting at you. So they play these little games, by themselves that are a waste of time and they're not really getting anything out of you. You all claim that you get narc supply. I've already proved narc supply doesn't exist. Narcs are just completely empty. They're just doing things to do things. That's like the Joker says, I wouldn't know what to do if I caught it. Right? That's what he says. Right, because that's narcs. Narcs are just empty. Narcs just do what they do because they're confused and delusional, and they can't get a grip on reality. They're literally lost. They're lost souls. They're people who don't process reality. Why would you care what they think? It's like he told him, his name is Schiff Thomas. Right, kind of mind. He's a paranoid schizophrenic. Kind of mind the Joker attracts. What do you think you're gonna learn from him? You see the point? See, the point is, I don't deal with the psychos on here and off because there's no point. There's no point unless I have to, right? But other than that, I don't be talking to y'all. There's no point. Why am I going to talk to somebody who I know is out of their mind that isn't going to say anything that coherently makes sense and they're programmed to disagree? I don't need their validation. That's why these people are so upset and distraught because I walked right away from their nonsense years ago. I don't talk to y'all. Y'all keep trying to act like you're trying to speak to me or reach me through the internet, and I don't deal with you. You could do that as many times as you want. Like I said, pretty soon here, you're not going to have any avenue to do that anymore. Yep, because every video is going to be shut down. You understand? Stop acting like I'm anybody's source of supply. No, I'm not. I didn't sign up for that. I don't know who you people are. We've never been friends like that. Like I said, I haven't even been in a relationship on YouTube. What are you talking about? No, that's not what happened, bro. You know what I mean? I don't got to explain everything that's happened, but I think it's pretty clear. I think I've made myself perfectly clear that I don't play games and I take myself very seriously. You feel me? I think we could say I've comfortably won. against everyone. I've stood up to everyone. Come on, man. Like even those little rinky-dink coffee shops in Austin, I stood up to them. I told them reality. I didn't back down. Remember? Yeah, y'all sent them people to sit there and they're corrupt and act like they're gonna say something to me, and I told them straight to their face. I stand on everything I'm saying. It's the truth. I can do my live streams anywhere I want. This is a free country. You understand? And what's so funny, like I said, every time that I would go by there, because that coffee shop is just right there on the strip that I basically am the king of. Anytime I go by there, it's almost like they recognize me and like literally, bro, like they, like it's just funny. Like they're all some cowards. Like I'm just telling you the truth. They all scared. All you narcs are scared, and then you act like you're scared, so it matters, and I should be affected, bro. It ain't my fault that y'all some cowards, and you afraid of regular people that actual Americans and run this country. Everything I said in there was the truth. On my shows and all, I stand on every single statement that I said, and I have yet, in my however many years of doing radio, had anyone step up and debate me on one premise of what I've said. I proved the truth about all of you people, and then I stood on it in the street and called everyone out. You had me fired from jobs, whatever. You try to embellish and exaggerate it. You didn't affect anything. I kept going to better opportunities. You really helped me. That's all. Like, it's not like I was running away from anything, running away from you. That's funny, bro. Like run away from cowards who hide behind computer screens and phones, right? Because they ain't real and they ain't about nothing. That'll be the day. No, I stood up to you. Like I said, when I would lose one job, I'd go and get two more, and they both paid better than the last one. You've done nothing but help me. You've done nothing but raise my wage and my currency. That's all you could ever do. It doesn't matter what I have, where I'm at, what I'm doing. I'm gonna always be Batman. I'm gonna always have the resources I need. Everything I got, you can't take from me. That's just the truth. And I have everything set up and arranged to my benefit. Like I said, every move that people who tried to sabotage me and everything I've done and been against me, every move they've made, they've helped me to further my success unknowingly. Their intention was the exact opposite, but they've helped me along the way, right? Just like any so-called woman that I actually have dated or actually been in a real relationship with, which would require you being in your right mind. So I ain't been in too many because most of them were insane and a waste of my time. That's not a relationship. I'm telling you confidently, I've never been in a relationship off of YouTube with anyone. That's the truth. It's a factual statement. You understand? So it's like, first of all, if people are trying to speak and talk on this network, get your facts straight. That's number one. And you don't have a choice. You much less do not control the narrative, the testament, or the conversation. You all don't even have a business on here or a monetized channel. So why are you talking? When grown folks are talking, you don't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it works. Well, I'm a grown man like any other who is standing up to all of you and told you reality, and that's it. There is no continuation. The reason why you try to have a continuation is you're just trying to get somebody upset, like I said, because that seems to be all you try to do with people. It seems to be all you know how to do, right? Because you don't have anything that you can build. You don't have anything going on for you. You don't have an intellect. You admire me and everything I do and wish that you all could do it, especially a lot of these so-called women on this network, but you don't have my gifts. The thing is, get over it. I mean, how many years and decades and days and months is it going to take for you to process and understand that that's a personal issue and has nothing to do with anyone else, me, the world, nothing, YouTube, the internet, nobody. That's a you thing. And you can't seem to comprehend, right? That, well, I mean, you do comprehend, you see reality and you're just upset at it every day. So you put your hands on a keyboard and start saying, let me type stuff that doesn't make any sense. What is that going to accomplish? I think your goal is to try to cause confusion, right? Chaos, right? Listen, homie, I'm Batman, bro. I was born in chaos. That's what you don't get. And I'm not talking about when I was born. Listen to the Joker video. See, y'all don't listen. You're too busy running your mouth. You're not listening. I was born, literally meaning created and molded out of chaos. All the chaos that these agent provocateurs and these evil corrupt masons and Illuminati members and all that and demonic people, right, who they sold to the devil. All the chaos they created is what born Batman. It's what created me. I'm a product of chaos. I came out of chaos and adversity and discrimination. I face it every single day, do I not? So just remember something before anybody says something about me. Listen, all the lies that you've run around and said this entire time, I just proved them all wrong. Yeah, literally. I prove them wrong every day. No, the things you're saying don't exist. It's just about, like, I don't know. It's just basically about, like, I mean, really, the fact is, it's about the fact that y'all just like to lie and say things that don't exist. But at the end of the day, it's just about moving a certain way and learning and doing things. I mean, we're all living life and learning. Are you? Because y'all are uneventful. Y'all just sit there and you want to try to live vicariously through me, through a person who doesn't even know who you are and you don't exist to and have no identity concerning them. What's the point? Y'all don't have an identity, period. So you get online in a quiet desperation, like Tyler Durden said, right? Isn't that kind of pathetic? 20 in the box. Let's see you do it. And I get paid in my sleep to do this. I'm all of y'all's role model. I mean, y'all look up to me like I'm everything. Like, I mean, how am I not winning? No way for me to lose. Like I said, the only way for me to lose is what they try to do. They want to type things that make no sense, hoping that it'll make me feel some way or react because, I mean, I don't take in, right, that energy that doesn't make sense because I'm in my right mind. What is that going to do if I know your game? I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to say anything back. Say what you like. Tell yourself what you like. Think what you like. Problem is, whoever told you I care what you think, they lied to you. And I addressed this years ago. See, that's the thing. When you deal with people who talk and they run their mouth a lot like a teleprompter, but when you speak, they try to pretend they didn't hear what you say. Yeah, I don't play like that. I'm not that guy. When I talk, people hear me. Hmm. Yeah, it's not an option. If I spoke, you heard me. My words matter a lot more than anybody's actually, and yours, especially narcs, meaningless narcs who don't have a voice. Come on, bro. I'm a public figure. I'm the biggest deal since white bread. You feel me? What I say holds weight. What I say matters. You understand? If you're just a slouch on the couch and you're somebody who isn't doing anything and hasn't accomplished anything in the past 50, 60 years, most of them are in their 60s, 50s, and 70s at this point. If you've never accomplished anything or gotten anything done or ever been productive, how could you ever fix your lips to talk about me? Like I said, I got the trophy, the Hustle Award at the Texas Legends baseball camp with Spike Owens and Cliff Gustafson. Cliff Gustafson was a coach at UT. Spike Owens, I believe he did so as well, but he played for like the Mets, I think, and he had 63 errorless games at shortstop, the position I was trained for my entire youth and life to play. Like I said, at 12 years old, they tried to recruit me to Westminster College in Florida, either a different one or the same one A-Rod was recruited to, right? A-Rod, pay-Rod, even though baseball players do not get paid or compensated. They're Masons and they're broke and they all go bankrupt the minute they leave the league. But to go back to topic, like I said, I've shook Ken Griffey Jr.'s hand. I've met his son. I've seen his whole family. I met George Foster in person. I fielded batting practice with Barry Larkin, and at that exact moment, like I said, the college went up to my parents and tried to recruit me for college baseball when I was only 12 years old and said, the minute he is of age, call us. We want him to come play for us. They didn't say come try out. They didn't say, hey, we'll put him in the pickings and see, if we want him. They said, we want him to come play for us, meaning I had a guaranteed, like a scholarship at 12 years old at Westminster College in Florida. You understand? And I've never missed an opportunity, man. I've had opportunities my entire life. I've had good deals worked out my entire life. I mean, it might have been an experience, but, God might have been protecting me from something. There might be reasons why these things didn't happen. It might have had to do with, jealousy in the family. I mean, somebody was a narc, I mean, clearly, because if there was all these offers and there was these opportunities and things, like I said, a lot of things got ruined, but I mean, still a lot got done. And my father, I think that he was a narcissist, but he did a lot for me. So that's why I don't really take it personally. It doesn't really bother me because I was raised by one, like the worst one. He'd tell me all sorts of stuff, but I still believe that he loved me. They say they're not capable of love, and I don't believe that. That's the thing. Everybody is capable of love. To say that is silly. We're all human beings. If people weren't capable of love, they wouldn't cry. You know? No, it all comes from lack of love. It comes from wanting love. It comes from hypersensitivity, you know? Matter of fact, those people are the ones that need love the most. But I know for a fact that my dad loved me, and he spent every fiber of his being training me to be a professional major league shortstop. See, what you don't understand, like I said, if God gives me this money, I can get back to training for that. This is something I can actually do. And everybody on here knows that I can do it. I can play in the MLB. I can play in the NBA. Do you understand that I'm in the best position in life possible and you all can't see it because you're too busy feeding yourself a line of nonsense and you know what? Horse, you know what? And delusion, right? But look at it. I can get entry offers into the MLB, Major League Baseball, into the NBA, the National Basketball Association, right? What else? And tennis, I could definitely go to Wimbledon and win Wimbledon. I would just have to get back into training. Guess what? When we get this money, Christina and I get my money, I'm going straight into training for all of it. Yep, probably simultaneously. You understand? Well, actually, I'll probably do one at a time because it's best to kind of focus on one thing at a time. And we'll have the time to do it. And that's all I'll do is just focus on being the best that I can be. You know, like I said, I mean, for me to even make it this far is amazing. I might as well do what I enjoy and love, you know, while God is continuing to push me forward. You know, as long as God permits me and lets me go with what you people did to me when you called Seton Hospital and you're all going to prison for what you did, like I said, as long as God permits me, I'm going to enjoy my life and keep on living life to the fullest and trying to do the best I can. And that's why I should serve as an example and an inspiration, an example of something that motivates people because y'all don't have the excuse that I have. You didn't have what happened to me. No, there's nothing fake about it. See, that's why I completely lost respect, honestly, for people like Miguel and Raul and all those people. I don't talk about them all the time. I don't want to talk about them. It's the fact that they're narky, like they're very like subtle about their little things they want to say, and I just realize what it is. Like when Miguel was sitting there saying like, "Oh yeah, he thinks that he has this or what." No, I don't think anything, sir. You're someone who, like I said, you had a car on payments and you lost your car yourself and then you blamed it on the ministry that you're working for free doing free forced slave labor. You're not anyone's leader. You're not the boss of anyone. You're someone who you said you were in prison and you said you flooded the toilets. Okay, the most immature thing I've ever heard. And then you brag about it and act like you're tough. You're someone who, I mean, quite frankly, I'm sorry, but the truth is you're a complete joke. I'm going to go ahead and say the truth. You're a complete joke. You're not a grown man and you've never been anyone. And the whole purpose is that you use that ministry to lean on to enable your behavior that's super immature, right? And basically, that's all. You see me as what I am, whatever, and you see me as whatever it is in relation to your nonsense and your bogus delusion because you never succeeded in anything. That's the truth. No, I don't think I have anything going on with me. I know exactly what happened to me. I know the day it happened to me. I know everything that happened exactly. I know what I felt. So how dare you say that? You know what I mean? So that's why I address it on here. I've addressed it in person, and that's all. I'm just about my respect. I don't have to get mad or offended to let somebody know, hey, listen, bro, I don't even talk like that. So like you can go ahead and you know what I mean, just take that on somewhere else because what you trying to do is extremely disrespectful. Because my life is my life. You can't comment and tell me, "Oh, my life isn't real." Yeah, no, you don't know anything about me. I don't know you. Do you get what I'm saying? And quite frankly, he's a sucker. And that's the truth. You know what I mean? That's what I've learned. Like I learned they literally taught me more about saying they didn't teach me what they wanted to teach me. They want to brainwash everybody. They taught me to walk away from them. That's why everybody in that church group is miserable because they're all a bunch of jokes. That's the truth. It's all a bunch of jokers, and it's just people who can't sustain and can't make it on their own and don't know how to be self sufficient. It's like Mike Tyson said, it's like people in prison and jail. A lot of them are in and out of prison and jail, I think. You know what I mean? Or they're just lucky they haven't been caught, so they're hiding behind that church group, and that's the only reason they're not in prison. But a lot of people in prison, they can't really manage things. You know, they're not strong. They're not strong people. You know what I mean? You could be strong physically, doesn't mean you're strong mentally, doesn't mean you know how to manage things, you know, within life. And that's the hardest thing to do. You want to know the biggest example of a real man? It's not working a job or a 9 to 5 or thinking that that means you're on top of something because you're paying bills. It's being a man and being able to manage life and deal with the pain of life. That's what takes mental strength and acuity. Working a job doesn't make you a man. Matter of fact, it makes you the opposite of a man. I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who works a 9 to 5, if you're a wage slave and you work for a company, you're not a man or a woman. I'm sorry, but you're not. That's the real truth. If you're not trying to go at this point in the game, if you're not trying to build your own business, you could work, but you should have taken that money and invested it. And I'm not being hypocritical because I did exactly that. Yeah, and I'm in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit because I had over 70,000 shares of the stock I was investing in because I was pumping everything into it, right? That I was making working. It doesn't apply to me because I only work for companies so that I can go back and invest in myself. It's what I've done my whole life. How do you think I got 70,000 shares? These people online tried to sit here and lie and type when it's like, again, do you have a voice at the table or a seat at the table? No. So why are you even talking? Who are you talking to? These people all talk to themselves. Nobody's ever seen your videos, your nonsense, your delusion. They don't care. They don't know you. You don't exist. It just is what it is. It's very easy to address. There's no point in addressing it. It's a waste of time. You're all a waste of time. You know what I mean? But that's my whole point when they say stuff like that. Yeah, the stock's down, so he's able to get them because they're super cheap. They're not worth anything. Really? Because the shares for a while were, I don't know, like around, I think like $10, $20, maybe even higher than that. And I was buying them then. hmm A lot of them. I ended up with 70,000 of them. So that's a bold-faced lie because I wasn't only getting them when they were like less than a hundredth of a cent. That was towards the end, so I was able to buy them in bulk and get more. And like I said, they're only going to try to compensate me for certain dates, right? And I think they have to compensate me. They don't have a choice. This is all court official documents. Haven't heard anything back yet, but they said it could take about a couple of months to a year. It's pretty much been that. So like I'm trying to see what's up. You feel me? I could try to email them again and see what they say, but like they're only trying to pay me for certain dates. I still think those dates accumulate up to 30,000 shares. If you have to pay 15 cents per share, which is what I heard the figure that was thrown out, I mean 15 cents, right, multiplied by 30,000, you do the math. I don't know what it is, but I've done it before. I think it's still around over 10 G's or something. Maybe like 14 grand or something. Still a good amount of money. You understand that they have to give me that. I mean, and either way, like I said, if they do something illegal, then it's the same thing. I have to file a lawsuit. Anything I see any company do, it doesn't matter if it was a courtroom itself. I have the right to file a lawsuit. That's why we uphold the law. We believe in the law, right? Because these people, none of them do their jobs and they don't uphold the law. We do. That's the truth. They twist the law. They're against the law. They don't follow the law. No, they just take advantage of people and target innocent civilians. And I'm living proof of a walking testament. And now they can't touch me. That's why I'm Batman, right? Like I said, it's just funny. The whole deal is funny. You know what I mean? When it's just all stemming and rooting from pure jealousy and envy, it's hilarious, right? So, like I said, I got that stock settlement lawsuit I'm in. That's another sign of my success. I've been nonstop successful. Like I said, I was traveling all over the country, all the way coast to coast, doing what I want to do this entire time. I live a pretty lavish lifestyle at all times, man. If you really, really get real with yourself and quit talking about someone that you don't know nothing about and you ain't around me to see. Y'all ain't around me to see how I move and what I do ever. You never have been. You don't know anything about me. Keep my name out your mouth. It doesn't bother me if people want to say things, but if you're not going to make any sense, what's the point? It's not going to bother me because I don't care. That's the truth. I don't know if y'all really think it ever did bother me. No, because you ain't talking about me. Apparently, there's some other Tyree Sneed guy in the world because they ain't talking about me. See, that's the thing. Just because you use someone's name, it has to be applicable to the person you're trying to address. See, you don't have a choice but to make sense. You play those games because, like I said, you're upset and you're super triggered and pressed. So you get online and your only goal every day is you're trying to project. Yeah, that's absolutely pathetic, bro. Who wastes their time trying to do that, man? And then call yourself a troll. You're not a troll, bro. See, that's the thing. What you're doing is on a whole nother level of insanity, and you're very aware of what you're doing. You're aware that it's illegal, and you're aware that it's crossing a line and a boundary with any normal person in their right mind. And you're doing it on purpose because you just have a problem with yourself. You don't like yourself, and you're miserable in your existence, so you're just online looking for, people to, try to go at, so called, or whatever. hoping that, you'll be able to rub off some of your misery onto them. Can I get a round of applause? Drops mic. That's all these people are online, all of them. That's why I'll never have a chat open. I'll never talk to you unless I'm trying to get super chats, and I still won't talk to you. You could type whatever in that box. I wouldn't respond to anything. It's a waste of my time. I don't have it open because I'm not trying to hear it. Why would I hear someone who's just they're just going to sit there and try to say something to try to bother me that they know is illegal? I mean, if you can't even speak coherently and you're not here to support me and you can't talk without breaking the law, that's pretty weird, man. That's some serious corruption, right? Thus why you created a Batman who stands against corruption for a living. Yeah, I've devoted my life to it. Like I said, I'm the real thing. I do the real thing. Batman is real and everybody knows it. Okay? So, you know, you just got to understand, man. I got all the power, man. So like I said, I don't know what TJ's talking about, but I want to make sure we're good and we're cool, and I try to be as nice and patient as possible, and I mean, even if we have an argument or got into it, I'd still be his friend. I'd still be there for him, you know what I mean, as much as I can be. He's a good dude, man. I'm planning on putting him on the right way when I get this money and helping him. I just hope that I get put in that position. I think it's going to happen. I see it coming. I think this is all just part of my growth. I don't think I know, so I trust in God's plan, man. God created the universe, man. You can't doubt God, bro. You can't go against God. You're going to lose every time. And like I said, there's a lot of you who find that out every day. I just don't know what this is about coming online and pretending that you haven't learned your lesson. You all learned your lesson. God taught it to you through me. I am your lesson. All of you. I'm your karma. You understand? So, of course, you're going to be upset. Like I said, be real with yourself. I talk in person, I talk out in the streets, I talk in reality. I don't hide from people and say fake things online. That's pathetic. That's what you do. See, I'm a grown man who's established in the game and is self made and independent 100%. I'm not a CEO like Rick Ross. I'm not a snitch informant on documented paper like him, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, and all of them, right? Hmm? So, what do you mean? We're not the same. I'm not a Mason. I didn't sell my soul. Everything I do is real. Everything I'm kicking is real. This is not a fake rhetoric. You understand? I'm not Mike Saha. Mike Saha sits there and tries to target and talk about these innocent people, whoever they are. I don't care if they're wicked, evil, who they are, but he's only going to go after innocent people, clearly, because he's evil. You get no views. You got someone trying to buy you views on your little videos. You get no views. You'll never be famous. I could say your name a million times. Nobody cares. You're like, you literally have no identity and you don't exist. And this was one of the so-called, they wanted him to be a copycat. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, sir. How's it going over there in Sweden? Tell me. You understand? Like I said, man, these people are hilarious, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, he wants to be me so bad. You're skinny, you look emaciated, you look flabby like Larry Holmes, and you have no strength to you. You talk about some good stuff. Some of what you talk about, like I said, you stole all the information, and that's all you're about is trying to obtain information. And you're walking proof that having information means nothing, like I told you. You can know something and come across knowledge that you stole because you can't learn because you're immature, and then act like you're a teacher, but you don't know anything. You've never been in anything ever, so you don't know anything about martial arts or any of that because you've had no interaction in the street with real people. You've never actually had to, stand up to somebody. That's the truth. All you know is talking and faking it and blah 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 and running away. You understand? So you don't know anything about martial arts. You can't be a teacher of that. You can't be a teacher of nothing. Then you broke your bob, right? That they bought you because you're, spoiled and entitled. You're a millennial. And then I think you got a new bob now, and you're going to do the same thing to that one because people like you never learn. That's the way everyone around you looks at you. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you whoever bought you that bob for you, they look at you the same way. Feel me? Is that the bat signal? I imagine. No. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what you are to everyone is a hamster in a wheel. That's the truth. So they just, entertain you for the time being. I mean, you talk about, I'm doing my own mod keto diet. I mean, that's all good stuff. I give it to you, but you stole all the knowledge. It's not you learning things. These are all things that you just had to go and steal from everyone. Everything you say is stolen, and then you're super paranoid. You can't even go to the corner store. You're making up stories of things that never happened to you. It's an actual fact because the thing you're saying happened to you is a complete contradiction of reality because It just doesn't make any coherent sense. I mean, you're perfectly fine, sir. You don't go through anything physically like me every day. You came on my show, made yourself look crazy, and you said, "Yeah, all of reality is different." That's fine for, somebody who's out of their mind. If you want to tell yourself that, I don't care what you do. But remember, when you talked to me last, I was doing the food truck thing, and what did I have? I was reaching almost 12, $13,000 just rebuilding from scratch. Remember, I got targeted for having 14 vehicles and too much wealth, and I was forced to spend it because they tried to steal half of everything I own, and I proved that they were lying and wrong, and they were all corrupt, and stood up to them, and I won by myself. I stood up to everyone, right? I literally took everyone on by myself and won. That's the truth. Everyone who was corrupt and evil and demonic and just coming for me because I was rich and righteous, I stood up to all of them, took them on head on, and I won. I backed them all down and I defeated them. In reality, in the street and everything. You haven't done that. You haven't been through that. Don't make me your competition. You'll never be able to compete. Like I said, if I go to Austin, TJ knows. I think that's why he does that, because he still knows and has enough faith in me. He has a little too much faith in me, because he has faith in me, I think, to know that if he gets me out in Austin in the streets, I could start making things happen, which, yes, I can, but I don't want to go through that again. I don't deserve that. And God knows I don't deserve that. God is not telling me, oh, go work a 9 to 5 right now, go run to Austin and go struggle and try to do that campaign again now when you're 35 and you've done this over and over and you're clearly tired of doing it. You know what God told me? God said, be still and know that I am God. That's what he said. He talks to me chronologically, never stops talking to me. So, like I said, I'm a perfectionist kind of, but I mean, you can never be perfect. And I'm not trying to be in anything. And I really have let go of that concept. But, I just am real on point and efficient. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just efficient, and you have to be like that. That's just how I was raised. I got like that James Bond mentality. I want to do it, be efficient, and that's a good thing to have. It really is. And it's a beautiful thing. And, people like it, but my whole point is I've had an extremely successful life. Been on my own since I was 16. Like I said, dropped out of high school, a multimillionaire. Dropped out of college later, multimillionaire again. All different money. I mean, it is what it is, man. I've had the most successful run out of anybody. So, like I said, when people say the things they say, it's just odd to me. I mean, I'm basically retired at this point. I'm 35, like I said. And, I mean, I'm really not retired. I mean, I'm all out Batman and going harder than ever. I mean, like I said, I just broke and set the world record for pull ups at 123 pull ups in one set. I mean, there's not much anyone can tell me. Like I said, my retirement is opening up all this fitness training, trying to do the life coaching, trying to talk about spirituality and all that stuff. Like, I'm a teacher, I'm a healer. I'm doing all of it, man. You understand? Oh, and apparently I can design logos too, if you can't see. You know what I mean? So it's like I can do pretty much anything I want. Like I said, it takes me 5 seconds to do all these things. I'm a genius. I can pretty much do everything I want. I can build different businesses just with thoughts and ideas and create them. That's what I was going to build a company about a long time ago, was off ideas. And I might end up doing it again, like ideas. It might be like inventions and stuff like that. Like, I want to learn how things work. I heard that they build there's some people, they built a refrigerator that runs on, I'm not going to say exactly what because I'm studying this, but it runs on something that's a basic necessity you can get anywhere pretty much. And they're using them in hospitals. They're giving them to the hospitals, selling them or whatever. So I'm like, if that's possible, then it should be possible to build an engine that runs on the same component for a bat pod. That's my whole point. See, I'm trying to figure out what components and what I would need, but I still need a budget and I need the money, because you can't just pick scrap metal off the street and build these things. I mean, you got to have the right materials, and you got to know what you're doing and study mechanics and talk to people who know it and have them teach you physically in person. That's the way I learn. You got to teach me, showing me in person, and then I use my own ideas. So I'm gonna have to learn all the mechanics of building an entire engine and all that, and how the electronics connect and everything. I'm talking about from scratch. I'm talking about building the engine. Okay. So I have to know all that. Then I'm gonna have to figure out, okay, can I build an engine that runs on, these basic components, and try different things, and what will work to where I have my own electric or my own energy source, right? Because that's what Tartaria is running on, free energy, and that's what the government doesn't want us to figure out, is how to make free energy. I'm probably going to figure it out. I'm pretty smart. I don't even think it's going to be that complicated. I think it's probably a lot simpler than people think. That's the issue. You know, they keep you confused, man. That's why they keep you all on these phones. They keep you distracted with these fake sports. Floyd Mayweather is a slouch. I don't know why anyone would talk about him. And like I said, it just goes to show everything I said about you and your people is true, all of you, because all you do is cheerlead and cheerlead for dudes who are scrubs. I mean, Floyd Mayweather's a coward. He just got chased down in the street and had to run to his truck. I mean, come on, bro. Like stuff really happened behind that. I mean, it is what it is. Like dude got defeated in the street. It happens every day, bro. It's no big deal. You know, we all take losses, but what's funny is I never had that happen to me. So what does that say about you? See, you people ain't getting. You want to always try to clean it up and forget. You want to, wipe it. You want to wipe the slate clean. You want to, broom and dust it under the carpet. The truth. You don't want to just say the truth. Hey, you lost. That right there, his whole fake career goes out the window. We knew he was a chicken. We knew he was ducking Pacquiao, but that was all rigged anyway. It's just all like wrestling. The dude is 3 feet tall. He's not rich. He's broke. Like I said, his club is the worst club and most broke, impoverished club in all of Vegas. They told me specifically, do not go there when I was there. So what are you talking about? There's no question on if Mayweather has money. He only uses prop money. He doesn't have any money. No Mason does. 50 Cent testified in court under oath that he uses prop money. His lifestyle's fake. He wasn't lying. You can't lie under oath. And he stole secrets from the company Sleek Audio, and there's an actual documented article on this, so you can quote me. Yep, and nothing happened. He didn't go to prison because when you work for the feds and you're backed by the feds because he sold his soul to the devil, when he made up that story about 9 you-know-whats that never happened, all that never happened. He just made that up to try to defeat the fact that Pac actually went through that, and his was 6, the number was 6, and he went through it and survived. And then guess what? They got rid of Pac, and then Mayweather's coming out saying, "Oh, I was there. I bet you were there because it was all an inside job, and it had to do with 50 Cent." I know because he talked about it on his record. Because the guy he was talking about in Get Rich or Die Trying, right, was what? Was he was talking about Pac, right? When he said he got like I got, but he ain't. Remember? So y'all cheerlead and support people who they've made demonic sacrifices out of human beings and our people, but you think you independent? Y'all all gang members and y'all all hard and G'd up and tough, right? But you don't stand up for human beings? What? Y'all wear fake rags, you false flag? Like I said, we have nothing in common. I'm like that one dude said that was schooling them all and scolding them and telling them how they're all false flagging and false flogging, right? And I come from the original intent and I'm solo. All I do is roll by myself. I don't have no affiliation with no one. I don't deal with none of you. I talk to everybody, but I don't deal with none of you. Y'all are some suckers. And he said, I'm a force. That's what Batman is. I'm a force called love. And this force has gotten more done than anyone and runs the streets. I sued my people out of poverty a long time ago. I've already made it. I made it when I was like 16. What are y'all talking about? But y'all got the audacity to get online and just say fake talk? Who does that? Why would you do that and waste your time to do that? And why do you think it deserves a response? You said someone made it. Who? No Masons made it yet. No rappers made it. The rappers get in the worst predicaments ever. All of them go through the same fate, basically. They all suffer the same fate. And they literally get pimped, extorted, and everything else under the book that you see and know, right? They all go to prison because the prison industrial complex runs rap. And then they have them create music and they don't even pay them. They give them cash advances they have to pay back to the label, and they make music promoting you-know-what so that real people can do crazy stuff and get locked up to support their system so they can keep making money off of every head that they lock up. I'm not supposed to be this smart, right? So what are you talking about? There's 13 people watching me, but remember, it's not about how many people watching you. See, if you get to hear me, that's a blessing for you. If you get to see me play basketball, that's a blessing for you. You're seeing the legend and biblical time prophecy. You're seeing the second coming of Christ, literally. If you get to hear me, you lucky. It's not the other way around. See, I'm not trying to be famous in a world that God runs and created, and I'm his son. See, if you change your perspective and you stop looking through your jaded delusional lens, then you'll start seeing reality, and it doesn't sit well with you because you all want to tell yourself something to make you have to try to make other people, like, in your mind, you have to tell yourself this person's not as high up on the totem pole as they are, and this amazing and this magnificent, because you don't know how to meet someone higher, that where they set the bar and raise the bar. You only know how to be at the bottom, and you have to drag them down to your level. Tell me when I'm wrong. Any applause yet? The reason why y'all don't donate to the Cash App is because I'm above you. Remember that. Hold up. So it's perfectly fine. You don't have to donate. Continue to not donate. I was never asking you again. I was asking the public. Apparently, all the public is narcs, jealous, envious people, and it makes sense because you're a new age of millennials, and everything you do is pathetic. Y'all don't even know the meaning of sacred. You can't hold your relationship sacred. Love dear. You don't know anything about love. I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I said, the millennials, they have no future. Everybody knows it. I mean, you've got nothing going for you. Even if you inherited something, y'all don't know what to do with it. You can't build a fortune. You can't build money. You're not mature. You're not men or women. Come on, bro. You're trying to adult, but you all are grown adults, but you're not really an adult the way you think. All you millennials don't think like adults. You're noobs to this world. What can you teach me or anyone? You don't know what you're talking about. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? It's like all these dudes that think they're tough because they watch MMA and UFC. It just throws me for a loop when people say things. It's just like, when I talk to TJ, it throws me for a loop genuinely, all due respect. But he has my channel. He can hear everything I'm saying. I'm just saying the truth. I mean, it throws me for a loop when you say, well, Sixth Street is this and that. And I understand some of what you're saying is true, but come on, bro, let's get real, man. I mean, if Batman was in Austin, okay, and I'm talking about with the money and resources and everything, right? And even if not, I mean, just if Batman was really walking in the street, ain't nobody gonna bother me. I run Austin, bro. Especially at this point, bro. Bro, I know how to maintain my strength levels now. I didn't even know how to do all this before, and I was huge. Every time I go to Austin, I get huge real quick because I train differently, I eat differently, I get to do everything at a really at a better level. That's the truth. So, like, what are you talking about? Bro, like I said, ain't it doesn't matter how bad a strip gets, a street gets, how bad you think it is. It's not bad. It's just a lot of ignorance. It's not that it's tough. It's like Chicago. People rep Chicago. That's just them doing it to themselves. Those people been doing that to themselves forever. We laugh at y'all. So you the pawns in the game. You're the pawns being moved around the chessboard. We're all laughing at you. You're not the people who are the movers and shakers. The people on Sixth Street are not the movers and shakers. It's the people like me who don't even go to Sixth Street who are the movers and shakers and run everything. You see what I'm saying? Because we just keep an eye. I can keep an eye on Sixth Street through videos. Do you understand that? I know ways to keep an eye and understand some kind of understanding of what's going on out there, right? Merely, right? That's awesome. But yeah, I can see what's going on, right? Just merely by videos. And like I said, like with Deuce King, I unblocked him and then I blocked him again because I see the same exact thing. And that's what I do literally. For me personally, I don't pay attention to anyone, but I try to look around sometimes and check on these narcs and see, okay, like, have they progressed? That's all I care about. Have you ever changed? It's the same thing. When I checked the temperature of everybody, I did the same thing with the church group. No, when I showed up, I was trying to see who here has changed and evolved. It's the same thing. See, those people are never going to grow. They're never going to evolve. They're never going to make it anywhere or go anywhere. I mean, when you're talking to a grown man and he's saying, yeah, what happened? Were you struggling or whatever? And you called us? I didn't call you. And I didn't call you. Your boy called me, Miguel. No, that's not what happened, bro. I literally sent a text and then I called and then Miguel called me. What are you talking about? And was like, oh yeah, do you let me do the impression. Uh you think darkness is your ally. Like I said, you know, like I can get along with them. They are right, but they fake people. And I'm gonna call it for what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and keep on trying to be nice about it and tell you, oh, you're not fake. Nah, because y'all so fake, then you'll try to act like I'm fake. That's something I can't tolerate no more. See, now I'm 35 and I'm a grown man. I wasn't taking it back then. You know what I mean? So imagine now, like now I'm even older. Like, no, I'm solidified in the game, bro. I'm official tissue. I'm who run the streets. I'm a gangster. I've made and spent all the money. I've been successful this entire time. I'm not stagnated. I refuse to ever be. I continue to push forward. And like I said, when I'm asking you little homies, hey, can y'all just donate? I mean, y'all can't even let me hold 20 bucks, 5, 10 bucks, 50, 100 bucks, but everybody else, y'all take care of each other and help each other and pay. Bro, do you know they just raised like probably over $1 million at this point for that Austin Metcalf dude? I'm talking about the dude who did it to him at that track meet. They've raised tons of money for his campaign. The dude showed up in a new suit. They got other videos making claims. I don't know if they're false or true, but saying that he bought a brand new car with the money. Okay. Like they just rewarded this dude and look what culture he's from. Boy, stop it. And then y'all all online like, oh, it's so crazy. It ain't crazy. It's the country you live in now. I don't know what it is. I don't know who told people to do this. I don't know why y'all kiss up to that culture of people, and like I said, nothing against them. You know what I mean? Because, like, TJ is a part of that culture and group, right? He's my friend. I love everybody. I got love for everybody. Seriously. I see everybody as equal. But you got to call things what they are. And the fact is that it's complete unfairness and it's them who is unjust. It's them who's discriminate, right? And they just keep on kissing up to a group of people who the truth, like I said, is they've been in modern day slavery since day one. That is the truth. The truth is that they've never been free, right? And they're not mentally free. They're mentally held captive and they're not able to advance or get their freedom. Okay. So, I mean, you can throw your money at them all day, but that's all out of spite and envy. Okay. Even Grant Cardone said there's enough hate to go around for everyone. How would he know that if he's not a Mason? Because those are the ones who are promoting that. I promote love. I have nothing to do with Masonry. I'm who defeated them. Hold up. So I stand up to Freemasons every day. I mean, I don't have to. I've already defeated them. All of them, all over the world, all of them. That means all these lodges of Masons, I've already defeated and won. I stood up to all the witches' covens and won. There's no one else that I need to win against. It's just a matter of getting the money and being able to do my real missions as Batman on a higher level. Talking about, like the people even higher than them, that have more power and more money and resources and are doing a bunch of evil stuff. It's all about protecting and saving the world. So it's like, I just don't get it, man. I don't get you people at all. Like I said, the way that this should work is I should come on here and leave with thousands of dollars, and people should literally adore me and love me and be wanting to support me and wanting to help me. When this is the dichotomy, y'all a joke. I mean, like I said, I got picked up by a guy who literally works special ops, bro. Okay. Yeah, that day that I was walking in the flood, and he has my channel. I need you to understand something, right? And this is not like about a direct thing or anything like that, but I need everyone to understand something. He was talking to me about working in the oil fields. Yeah, that's cool. He was a cool guy, right? Nothing against him. He was cool. I liked him. But it doesn't make any sense to tell me to go work in the oil fields if you're not supplying me the money to go do so. Who just goes in the middle of nowhere with no funding? See, that's the same thing TJ's saying. Y'all just be selling wolf tickets and pipe dreams of things that don't exist because you're used to doing that, but you're not really helping or facilitating an environment for other people to work or make it or build a living. So miss me with what you're talking about. It doesn't make any sense for you to tell me that when I got a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo, and I'm entertaining you publicly, and you have a job, so you make money, and you should be making more than enough, but yet none of you can donate one red cent or red dollar or $1. That's like me being rich, like me getting all this money, and then you being down and out and asking me, hey, yo, can I hold 10, 5, 10, 20 bucks? And guess what? The answer should be, right? If I was like you, I'm not. I'm more compassionate and have a heart, but the answer should be, nah, you gets nothing. You see what I'm saying? This is my job. The way that I get compensated and paid is through the public donating to me. What are you talking about? This is what everyone wants to do. Nobody wants to work a job, much less work for the government who you already know they're going to go behind your back. What? So I'm just saying people are cool, like you all right, but respect is earned, not given. And I don't respect nobody. That's just the truth. I don't. Nobody can make me respect them. I don't respect nobody because people are, like I said, believing in a delusion that doesn't exist. How are you going to give me advice when you're in a way worse boat than me? I own buildings. I own billions in equity. He'll never catch up to me wealth wise, but he wants to tell me, oh, go work in the oil fields. For what? What's that going to do for me, bruh? Like being real, bro. What is that gonna do for me? It doesn't matter if you have a government job. I don't care if you're literally the security for anyone. In politics, that doesn't make you any special or tougher than anyone. Just means, oh, you're being a wage slave. It's the same thing as working at McDonald's. Y'all all the same, bro. That's what you don't get. Like I said, if you work for this system and that's all you know how to do, you're a one trick pony. You ain't never gonna be rich. You don't understand? I already got the wealth, bro. And I ain't trying to trick nobody out their money or hustle people. I'm saying this is what I do for a career. if you work a job, your job and responsibility is to come to the internet, watch me, and then pay me because I'm doing good at my job. That's how it works. You all don't seem to understand the pecking order and the dichotomy of how this society works. It's not an option if you people pay me, it's a you have to or don't watch me. You see my point? And I'm gonna keep on telling y'all and getting everybody's mind right until they understand reality. I don't care how y'all feel. I don't. I'm definitely not afraid of none of you. Okay. And much less the government. They're weak as hell. Like I said, the military is weak. Okay. The military is who targeted me in the first place. That's who was they were putting stuff in my food and all that, trying to set me up with a nonsense and trying to play victim, and it didn't work. hmm So at the end of the day, like I said, y'all work for the military prison industrial complex. I don't. What do we have in common? What is there to talk about? If y'all have so much authority or whatever, I mean, where's it at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like straight up, bro. Where's it at? Because it doesn't exist. It's all fake. You feel me? That's the truth. Like I said, nah, bro. Like it's just like they talk about in the Joker video when he's like, when you notice that all these people are fake and you ask them for something and they all give you nothing, and you know what I mean? Like that's the point. Like y'all built a really resilient dude. Like it's just so unfair and so weird, and I don't complain ever or whine about it. I just keep on a trucking and pushing forward on my own. It doesn't make any sense that we're in a world that we're all supposed to be Americans, but you all can't support a true American at all who's being patriotic and actually helps this country and protects you. I protect all of you while you sleep. It doesn't make any sense. That's why, like I said, I would never no, I would never go to the military. I would never join any of those agencies because it's the same exact boat you're in. They're just going to use you and take advantage of you. You know what I mean? It's like those dudes like that are in the military, they try to work out and act like they're swole. Like just because you look big doesn't mean you're swole. They literally they got videos online right now filming these dudes talking about, oh, how are they so strong? You're not strong. You're just look big. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you're really bulked up or you really got muscle or strength. I mean, if that was the case, then they would be setting the world pull-up record, not me, right? I'm in better shape than all of them, bro, and I'm thin. You feel me? The CIA, when they recruit people, bro, they told me day one a long time ago. I've known real people who really have real connections my whole life. They told me straight up day one what it is, that the people they want are people like me who are quick and thin, and basically their training is all about getting in and getting out. That's what they want. That's what they want for military. That's what they want for Marines. That's what they want for anyone who deals with anything like that. CIA, feds, all that. FBI probably same thing. Like, no, they want wiry guys who are quick and can get in and get out and do what they need to do. You feel me? Who are like me. You understand? It is what it is, man. Because I mean, the fact is, when it comes to training and everything I know and what I do, I mean, I'm downright sociopathic, straight up. You understand? Like, we're not the same, bro. That's why, like, when you got these people and they're trying to pretend that they're crazy, they ain't none of y'all crazy online, bro. Y'all some cowards. I don't know what you're talking for. Like I said, can you imagine every day waking up and putting your fingers on a keyboard? You should be ashamed of yourself. What are you going to accomplish doing that besides just going in a downward spiral on your own and just continuing to be in a delusional stupor? That's all that you're going to accomplish. You're not going to accomplish anything at all. You understand? And like I said, if you think like that, then you're definitely not going to accomplish anything because you're only trying to drag others down. You're not trying to make it or be progressive. Like I said, well, what are y'all talking about, bro? I just think it's crazy how if y'all need something, y'all always ask me, and I always gave everything I had to everyone. You can literally check the documentation of this, right? I'm talking thousands upon thousands of dollars. I was paying grown men's light bills. I did everything for everybody. But when I need just a little bit of help, right? Ain't none of y'all over there. And these narcs will be the first one to lie to you and try to steal the words right out of my mouth and twist it like that's their story when they've never done anything for anyone and they literally don't even know how to treat human beings the right way. Fact is, this society is a joke, and every one of y'all in it. None of y'all are different. I don't see any of y'all different. I see you the same way you see me. That's the truth. Like, because I could tell that y'all don't look at me as a human being. And the truth is, I don't. I'm not like you, but I'm just saying I'm smart. I know what it is. I look at everyone as a human being. I treat people like human beings, but I'm just saying I don't take y'all seriously. You understand? You dictate your own value when it comes to me and anybody. You have to dictate your own self worth and self value, and none of y'all really have any. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's my whole thing. Like, if you know, I don't know. I'm more about being a human being. It's not about with me what can you bring to the table. It's about are you a human being and how are we cool, and is there love there? Are we straight? And that's all. As long as we cool, we cool. Like Christina and I, it's all based off love. Like I said, I don't care about the money, man. The money thing was all something extra that came with it. I mean, that's cool. I just want to have enough to be good where I never have to worry again. I would like to have that, but like I said, I mean, if Christina had nothing, I would love her the same way and I would be just as excited and I just want to be with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? For me personally, it's something that I want to have in my life. I want to have tons of money and I want to live lavish and get back to what I've always been because that's the way I'm used to moving and living. Seriously. And all independent off my own hard work. So, like I said, I mean, they stole my inheritance. They got to give me that back. That's probably millions of dollars and properties, like I said. Then these readings are talking about some inheritance I don't know about. I don't know if it's the same one or a different one. Christina's negotiating for millions. I mean, but they tell me I'm doing something wrong. Why would I listen to the enemy on here? Why would I ever talk or acknowledge or read a word you have to say or hear you out if you're against me? See, they act like you forget every day who's against you and who's on your side. Like, no, you're against me. There ain't nothing to talk about. Feel what I'm saying? Like I said, no, I think that church group is just a bunch of demonic narcissists. It's a waste of my time. And that's the truth. And they've been exposed publicly and they need to continue to be exposed. It's just that simple. You're not going to fool me with this fake niceness. See, that's what the narcs do. They don't try to get you by being vindictive or whatever or tough because they're not tough. They're cowards. They try to go about it by providing you this fake comfortability. I guarantee you the minute we got in Kentucky, they were going to change their whole attitude and they were going to try to give me a hard time. And it's like, if this is what you people do with your time, you should be ashamed of yourself, bro. Like, I'm just being honest, bro. Like, Raul and Miguel, I'm sorry, but you're pathetic, bro. Straight up. And these are grown men, bro, that are older than me and should have their act together. Like, that organization does not help anyone. You're literally taking people off the street that you think are in dire straits and taking advantage of them and making them do forced slave labor. There's no reason, honestly, that organization should even be open. It's completely illegal what they're doing. It's just that simple. Like I said, you stole my backpack, you stole all my supplements, you stole my diamond rings, and you stole my computer, and you need to return all of it. And you might have to by law because my lawyer we're filing a lawsuit. I'm filing a lawsuit. You know what I mean? I don't care what they say. I don't care if I did go back over there. Either way, I'm filing a lawsuit because I'm sick of this game with everybody. You know what I mean? That's the only way that people are going to learn and understand is if you hold them accountable for what they're doing. You understand? So it's like I said, I mean, it's just pathetic, bro. These are grown people, man. Miserable. Know they're evil. Like I said, the main pastor's sitting over there talking about it. And the first thing I tell him, hi, how are you? And he says, I'm still here. And I was like, I mean, good. I mean, I wish him nothing but the best. You know what I mean? But like, just the way he said it was like he was miserable. Like, and I mean, he's not a good person. Like, he could say whatever he wants, bro. He's evil as hell, man. Like, that's why he's the same thing. He can't, none of them can stand themselves. Like, you're not a good person, bro. You left me, a grown white man, in the middle of Kentucky stranded when all you had to do was go drive over and pick me up, and you kept giving me excuses. Boy, stop it, man. Y'all demonic. That means that y'all talk behind my back and you're trying to organize and plot against me. Like, bro, that's crazy. So, like I said, if that's everywhere I turn, how do I have an opportunity? It's not just the people in the valley discriminating; it's everybody, bro. It's the church groups. It's everybody. So there's no friends in this world, in this country, is what y'all making it seem like. Like, okay, if that's cool, then I'm gonna keep just standing up for myself to everyone and keep winning. It don't make no sense, bro, to be like this, man. Like I said, when I do a live stream, I should be getting thousands of dollars, man. That dude, there's a YouTuber named Vitali. He went to the Philippines, tried to be disrespectful and act out, and he had some dude G check him on camera a little bit, right? He looks silly. He's a coward. It got proven. And all the cowardly stuff he did in the Philippines, he's going to be in a Filipino prison now, probably huddled up next to everybody, with barely able to move, right? With nothing going on, sweating. There's no AC. Like, he's gonna be miserable, and he's just earned himself like years in the Philippines. Like, it's a wrap, bro. His whole career is over. He just ruined everything in his whole life. The guy named Vitali or whatever, some YouTuber. Like, this is what happens. Y'all produce a bunch of silly narcs that run around and don't know how to respect human beings, and you expect that to work with everybody. Hey, some people really don't play that stuff, bro. And y'all do know, bro. No, I'm on the Mike Tyson stuff, man. What Mike Tyson said is how I live, bro. I don't tolerate any disrespect. So that's why, like I said, I stood up for myself back then. I stand up for myself now. I'm gonna continue to say the truth about all y'all, and ain't none of y'all gonna do nothing about it. That's the real truth. Like, nah, bro, you ain't cool. Like, nah, bro. The only reason that people go over there, man, is just to eat and do what they need to do, and they look at you as what it is as a joke. That's the truth. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it and lie to you when you can't even tell me what's going on. Like I'm trying to figure out when they getting back from Kentucky and they told me, oh, the door's open and blah blah blah. Well, is the door open as long as I say the truth? Because you're not gonna brainwash me. You could do that with them other people. I'm gonna tell you what it is, like straight up, bro. I'm not like, see, I don't require to just sit there and keep telling you to your face, I don't buy your delusion. This is reality. I'm not gonna argue with you narcs. See, that's the thing. They start acting like, that's my thing. When you're dealing with someone and you tell them this is what it is, this is reality, and they're literally delusional, like they're all completely out their mind, bro. All of them in that church group, they're out their mind, bro. That Geneva chick is still there, bro. Still prancing around, kneeling down, doing I don't know, like she, like you know what I'm talking about, like the way that people who believe in the devil do, like she's bowing down to Satan. That's what she does. All y'all believe in the devil in that place, bro. There's nothing holy about it. That's why every time I go there, I feel horrible. There's bad spirits in there, bro. Like what? Like, boy, stop it, man. Y'all had actual possession going on in there and never addressed it. Never. Like, what? Like, come on, bro. Like, nah, bro. Miguel, I could tell that you evil. Like, you said it yourself that you are a bad guy. Like, yeah. So what's like? Y'all are using religion and God to hide behind, and I'm sitting here trying to still be genuine with you and help you because it's your soul that needs to be saved, not mine. I'm straight. I'm going to heaven. Y'all are the ones who need saving, and your soul needs to be saved, right? And you need God for real. And you don't believe in God. You're just using it as a narc to hide behind the way Mike Saha does while you do all your evil demonic stuff. See the point? I know people don't like me because I figure them out and see through them, and I'm not going to waste my time and sit there and waste my time arguing with you and getting into it with people for what? If I have everything going for me and everything to lose, why would I waste my time with some peasants? All those people are peasants. Those are people like in and out of jail, in and out of prison. See, they try to act like I'm them, like I'm part of the rat race still. That's the thing I can't handle, bro. Even when I talk to TJ or anyone, it's like, dude, do you know who I am? Like I have to literally remind him, bro. I got everything, man. I'm just trying to do what I need to do. I'm between checks. That's it. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? People just be reaching, man. People take everything and y'all turn it into some weird situation. Like, what's that got to do? Like, I understand if he's really trying to help, but it's like actually help. You can't just talk it. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, with a lot of people and with TJ. It's just the truth. He does a lot of talking and he doesn't deliver. Every time. But I'm gonna still be his friend and be there for him. But it's just something he needs to change and work on, man. You understand? It's just the truth. It's a narcissistic trait to just talk and not deliver. You know what I mean? It's just like I said. I mean, what's the issue in just saying, "Hey, you're my homeboy for real"? Don't tell me, "Hey, I want to make sure you're good." No, you're not, because if I go to Austin, you're gonna literally have me out there stranded with nothing. You're not gonna give me any money because you don't have any, and you're saying you'll pay for the ticket. I don't do that. I don't let people pay for my bus ticket ever. You don't seem to get who I am. I got targeted by the government. I'm like Jason Bourne, the real deal. I'm not just a regular civilian like you. I don't travel like that. I will never let someone buy my ticket for nothing because I don't meet up or go to any place where people know and it's disclosed where I'm going. I don't do that. Can't do that. I'm too powerful. Yep. No, you're not listening. You're not understanding who I am, bro. No, like you can send me the money and then I can decide if I'm going to use that money for what I need to do or to go up there. You could do that as a donation to show some support. But like, why is that so hard? Like I said, golly, bro, it's so hard to get y'all to show any support or spend any money supporting me and what I'm doing. So it's like my attitude should be I'm not going to do anything for these people. And it might be the conclusion I come to, honestly, because they don't deserve it. That's the truth. Like I said, I'm going to try with with TJ. I mean, I'm really going to try to give him a chance, but if he keeps up the narc talk and the delusional talk or trying to say something negative or trying to doubt what I'm doing or what I've already or talk to me like I haven't already accomplished what I do, I'm not going to be able to tolerate it or deal with it, and I'm not going to help him. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if I'm going out my way to try to help you, you need to talk to me as who I am. Like, yeah, I'm the guy who literally has accomplished everything I've already talked about. I don't need to repeat myself. And that's why I don't get around narcs too much and don't conversate, because y'all have me talking too much. You understand? We don't talk over here. Loose lips sink ships. We keep our mouth closed and we get to work and we go to business. We put working in the street. We're not doing none of this fake stuff. We're the real deal. And that's the first thing that narcs would want, and all these cowards and all these fake corrupt agencies and people would want, is number one, for people to be running their mouth too much and make a mistake. And that's what they want. They want you to make a mistake. You feel me? They want you to feel comfortable, right? So they can get you lax and then get you to messed up. That's how they hem you up. That's what this whole game is about. Everybody, all y'all are snitches and cowards. So I don't deal with none of you. Like, no, you gotta understand, bro. I'm still a gangster. Like, if I go to the church group, I'm the same gangster. If I go to Austin, I'm the same gangster. I run the streets. It's different. We move different than y'all. And I don't watch what I do or where I go at all. I do what I want to do and I move through everything. Ain't nobody gonna give me no problem. See, it's different because we don't move the same. See, when people disrespect me, it's a problem, no matter where I'm at, right then and there. We do not tolerate disrespect. Other people, all y'all, you do a lot of talking and you do take disrespect. Y'all take it from everyone. See, we don't move the same. I'm an actual gangster. I'm a lord. I walk around and I own this world. I do what I want to do when I want to do it, and I'll tell any of y'all off to your face. You understand? We're not the same. We don't come from the same walk of life. That's just something that you have to accept. Just trying to kiss up to me and act cute and play cute with me and catty. Like I said, it's like Sam Gerard said in that movie U.S. Marshal. You sure you want to get cute with me? You feel me? Like, nah. See, y'all got me misconstrued and confused about who I am. I'm Tyree Sneed, bro. I'm Joe Sneed's son. I'm the ancestor of John Beale Sneed. Look him up and what he did in Fort Worth, okay? And all of what he did, okay? Look him up. Look up my actual ancestors, bro. My ancestors were West Texas outlaws, bro. And I'm the same thing. Mm-hmm. In this exact form right in front of you in modern day times. You understand? Like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm literally like the same DNA from the Wild Wild West. Why do you think I do what I do and I'm so good at it? Because I have that instinct built into my DNA and who I am. It never goes away. You feel me? Well, we take everything over regardless. I'm not asking nobody or the government for permission. I do what I want to do. I run everything. So it's like I said, people can sit there, they can play games, they can front, they can pretend, they can do whatever. I don't really care what they do. Just keep my name out your mouth and move on about y'all's business. Y'all wasting my time straight up, because that's the thing. Every time I'm trying to be cool with people and trying to see, can this person just be halfway normal and decent, y'all aren't. Like I said, I'll keep trying to talk to TJ, but like as far as this other stuff, I mean, you did this last time. I mean, you just keep repeating the same cycle. I mean, it's pointless to tell me what you're gonna do. He's telling me, "Oh, send me screenshots for the bus ticket times." For what, dude? Like, what is the point of that? You're gonna give me a bus ticket? I'm not going nowhere on no bus if you don't put money in my pocket. That's crazy. Like, if you're gonna do that, you're creating more work for you, bro. You might as well, if you're really trying to do that and you want to get me up there where you're at that bad, then just send me the money to do it. Like, no, bro, you're not gonna buy me no bus ticket, and I don't have any money. Like, I haven't even gotten to my check this next month. I don't have nothing moving until next month. You think that I'm gonna just go up there willy nilly and get stranded? And it's like that's what they want for you. Like, I almost feel like sometimes like he's the same way. Like he'd be plotting on me. Like, I don't have time for y'all. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I try to give everyone a second and third chance. And then if I continue to see this behavior, just like with him, I mean, I'll just quit dealing with him. It's just sad, man, that there's no friends in this world. I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't. Because I'm really trying. I'm trying to be cool. I tried with that church group. I tried with everyone. I just see y'all are disingenuous. You're not people I want to be attached to or associated with. It's just facts. I'm not you. I don't get down like you. And I don't agree with nothing y'all do. All of it's evil. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Fact is that like time is just going by. I've already built a million times over. I just have to keep starting over, and I'm not starting over. I'm making progress. I'm good. I got everything. God provides. The fact is, at the end of the day, y'all are literally having to just go in a circle. So what's your excuse if you have all these, benefits that I don't have? Y'all have support systems. Y'all have nothing but time and opportunities and jobs to stack up money. How are you not rich already? That's what I don't get. And that's why you have to learn how to move in this world, because you can't let the system take advantage of you and play you, because they'll never let you get anywhere. Like I said, all of this is fraud. What they're doing, the entire system of currency is fraud. We're not debtors, we're creditors. They're trying to tell you with currency in this country and these banks, they try to look at us and treat us like we're debtors. That's a lie. That's fraud they're committing. They're all traitors, bro. So like I'm not hearing nothing y'all talk about. Like I said, I'll just go build my own city at some point. You know what I mean? As far as money, you ain't gonna make no real amount of money working these little 9 to 5s. Let's just get real, man. Unless you just do it every day for a long time and it's something you enjoy. So unless I find something like that at some point, anything else is a waste of my damn time. Feel me? And like I said, this I actually enjoy to some degree. At least I get to say what I want to do, what I want on here to an extent. You know what I mean? It ain't that great, but it's all right. Feel me? So that's why I do this. So it's like, I don't know what anybody's talking about, man. All y'all want to tell people this and judge people falsely and tell them to do this. Why don't you, if you ain't helping me and you ain't giving me money in my hand, how about don't tell me nothing? And I'm going to start telling y'all that to your face because y'all are not providing me nothing. You're not doing nothing for me. If you're going to tell me to go work a job, facilitate the environment, give me the money to do so. Ain't nobody gonna go out to the middle of Odessa to work for some damn oil fields, bro, when I own mineral rights and oil royalties, bro. You're talking to the dude who had deals worked out with BP. I may still to this day. Y'all are crazy, bro. I was in the middle of a project. It was like with BP or one of them companies. They put millions of dollars into drilling into the ground. I don't know if they've done it yet. I think I might still be on that where I own a small interest, right, of the actual interest in the land or whatever for the oil wells, like the mineral rights, the oil royalties. And you're talking to the guy. I used to get checks from Chesapeake Energy. I used to get checks from all of them. You feel me? And you're going to sit there and tell me I should go work on the oil fields, bro? That's laughable, man. You understand? Why would I work for the stuff that I owned and ran? Like what? The only reason I sold those mineral rights is because they would keep making me wait for my check. Scout Energy kept making me wait like months and literally would withhold my check and not send it. That's why, because they kept playing games with my money because I'm being targeted by the government. So I sold the mineral rights for 10,000, which was more than I would have ever gotten out of them. Let's just get real, bro. Feel me? Like I'm gonna sit there and wait for oil to go up. Oil was down forever. I sold it at the perfect time, right before it tanked. I've made every right move. So what are you talking about? Like I said, that's 10 G's right there. I used to make and spend 10 G's a month plus, right? When I was like young, like I said, dropped out of high school, multimillionaire, dropped out of college, a multimillionaire. What are you talking about? Was in Vegas with over 60 grand, spent like $33,000 on my birthday, probably got up to like 200,000 while I was in Vegas. Like I was running Vegas, bro. I don't know what y'all are talking about or who you talking to. I've lived life. I've done the thing. Like what? I went to high school in Florida. I was the number one point guard in the paper every week in Florida at Tarpon Springs High, and down here at St. Joseph's, the same thing. I'm a star. Everything I do, I've succeeded at. With this YouTube thing, I succeeded. Breaking and setting these world records, I've succeeded. You know what I mean? You gonna talk to me, right? It's just that simple. Good luck. If you don't know how to deal with a man, y'all ain't gonna like me, bro. I'm not here for you to like. I'm here to completely like prove all your illusions and delusion wrong, and that's what I've done. You understand? And then I just drop the mic and walk away because I don't care. You care. See, I'm not attached to anything on YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. YouTube doesn't dictate my business. I'm running my business. So it's like that's the thing with people who want to act like they're slow and they can't process thought. Oh, you hear me perfectly clear. You've been hearing me all these years. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you say. I don't care what y'all do. Y'all don't exist in my world. You understand? You could never affect my money or my business. It's just silly to even think. So what are you talking about? See, you're trying to look at YouTube like it's something you're a part of. I left all y'all behind. YouTube is a network that I run. This is my actual business. That's why I'm making actual business logos. Because, like I said, the minute God give me this budget and give me this money, oh, it's a wrap, bro. We're gonna be operating on a whole new level, right? And I'm gonna be the same guy. Like I said, I'm gonna confront and address everybody to their face. I'm gonna be in every city and state, right? Like everybody already knows what it is, man. Y'all all know what it is. You know what time it is. Feel me? So we can just miss me with all the fake talking and the fake hiding behind the computer and the internet, and we want to act like we're saying something that we don't have the courage to say to my face. We can just miss me with all that, bro. You know what I mean? And like I said, we could just be real about things. Because see, with me, everybody gonna be real. Fact is, I run the streets, bro. I'm a gangster. I'm the Lord, and everybody looks up to me, and everybody either respects or fears me or both. You feel me? I don't know what y'all talking about. I got nothing to do with what y'all talking about. It's like Sixth Street. I don't care what they do on Sixth Street. It's a bunch of slouches. Sixth Street is a joke, and everyone on it. Like, come on, bro. Like I said, that Deuce King dude is a perfect example. He's got a losing record, in boxing or MMA or both or whatever, and runs around. I mean, he's still when I unblocked him for a minute, he was still doing the same things he's been doing the last, I don't know, however many years. Probably 30 plus years. You know, these people are all the same, bro. They just repeat the same patterns, bro. Like, who the hell? I just don't get y'all, man. I honestly can't do it with y'all, bro. I can't. It gets old, man, because I'm in my right mind. Like, I just feel like the world's lost their mind, and that's fine. I'm not going to lose mine with you. You feel me? I'm gonna go ahead and get away from y'all because y'all mad weird. You know what I mean? Like I said, that dude, you getting played by your fake wife, bro. I'm saying the truth because it needs to be said. See, you take things like, oh, they're coming out of nowhere. You mean like when them women walk up to you or go on social media and literally G check you and tell you like they all pissed off, and then you sit there acting surprised. Oh, why are they mad, bro? Because you're a narc and you're sitting there trying to brag about being a Mason. You don't have any money. You don't have anything real. Like everything about you is fake. You haven't built anything. Everything you do is something that anybody can do, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Working in a regular gym, bro? Anybody can do that. Who are you to give anyone advice because you're a Mason and you sold your soul? You're skinny, you look emaciated, you're not in good shape. Like, boy, stop it, bro. Trying to act like this dude was trying to act like he's gonna train me in boxing. How are you gonna train me when I'm way better than you? You see what I'm saying? Like I said, like you couldn't have done security in Soho like I did. I did it by myself. You cannot do that. I guarantee you. Go try it. Go try to do it. And I want you to put a camera up and do a live stream every day, every night that you run that club and see how that goes. See if you can do what I did. Real talk, because I did it without a scratch on me and not going through pretty much anything, handling everything like a man and a boss. And like I said, it's just ridiculous, bro. You have no idea what I've been through. But you don't do that. You would just sit at Lit Lounge at the door, and then like I said, you'll have these incidents that happen every couple of years. Because yeah, people probably get sick of you running your mouth. You feel me? That's reality. See, you expected me and everyone to sit there and take it because you expect people to see the narcs think that you're supposed to support their illusion. Isn't that why you probably moved out to Seguin? Moved out to Seguin, homeboy, little homie, because you're probably scared. Because, like I said, you keep going out to Sixth Street and getting into these problems with random dudes, right? I mean, it's common sense, and then you rewrite the stories on social media. Like, bro, you are not getting the best of everybody. Boy, stop it. You know what I mean? Like ruining your shirt and got all this crazy stuff going on, and then you try to act like, oh, I'm unfazed and it's all good. Like, how come you ain't in jail? That's what I want to know. The way you do security, you're gonna end up going to jail too if you keep doing that, because you don't do security like that. Like you either know what you're doing and know hand to hand the right way and how to protect people, and you still got to be nice and respectful and be good at your job, or you don't know what you're doing and you're putting yourself in a predicament. You'll end up catching a whole life sentence the way you do security. Straight up. Because you go immediately for the lock every time. I already know you don't know how to do any hand to hand. That's the point. You know what I mean? See, you trying to lean on like acting like you know Brazilian jiu jitsu and you ain't even trained like that, Roy. But like, boy, stop it, bro. That gym that all y'all are part of is a joke, man. Y'all raising some scrubs. I'm telling you straight up, bro. I'm telling you that dude that's the owner or whatever of Friends Bar, Tommy, that's his name. He's been getting his karma. He a joke. He was jealous of me when I was working across the street at Soho. I'd be out there with a collared shirt every night promoting in the street, and then I'd do the security for the club. Did the best numbers on New Year's they've ever done as a bar. Like, boy, stop it. Tommy's been jealous of me, man, and I worked for him at the front door, and everybody liked me, and he was the one who he would sit there. He tried to raise his voice at me. I stood up to him and told him, "You ain't never gonna talk to me like that." Told him straight up, he's a coward, bro. That dude tried to be an MMA bro, and he hurt his leg once, and then he quit. Can't be serious, bro. You've been getting your karma right and left, boy. I laugh at you every day. I've been laughing at Tommy. He a joke. Feel me? Then they got another Tommy at another bar out here. He's some big beefalo dude, and he whacked too. He a joke too. Straight up, he ain't about nothing. Just a big guy. So what? That don't mean you scary. That don't mean you nobody. That's why y'all don't say and do nothing. That's the truth, because you know you in the wrong. And I stood up to all of them. Straight up, stood up to all of them, bro. Got the best of everybody. All them people are irrelevant, bro. That's the thing. Y'all don't run nothing on Sixth Street. Y'all just keep on sitting behind these titles. That's why I don't understand TJ. He keep talking about the same bars and the same people, bro. All them people is lame. Oh, and one of them that I stood up to, he lost his job supposedly, and I guess he's having a back and forth in Oakland. I'm like, bro, he's soft as hell. He ain't gonna get no Austin dude to go to Oakland, bro. I know the streets of Oakland, man. I've been in Oakland. You ain't no dude from Austin gonna be able to make it in Oakland. Oakland is too rough of a place. Now I can go to Oakland. Yeah, I'll figure it out because I'm tough. I've been through all of that. I've been through the hoods, the real hoods. I've been active in the street. I know what it is to survive. Yeah, I can go to Oakland and make it. Seriously. And even me, as tough as I am, I mean, anybody could get their card pulled in Oakland, including me. If I'm not prepared or I'm just out there, like, yeah, that's common sense because what they doing is not macho anyway. What they doing is some coward stuff. That's what they do. And they do it to their own. Say the truth. They're not macho. It's just ignorance, right? But like I said, me, I could make it in Oakland. I mean, that's just the truth because I'm me. You know what I mean? I would probably end up just running everything in Oakland because I'm a boss. You feel me? But like a regular dude from Austin, much less who's overweight and out of shape, hell no, he's not going to be able to, be in Oakland. You can't even walk the streets, bro. Oakland is a rough place, man. That's where that rapper Yuck Mouth is from, you know what I mean? And even he talked about it. I mean, the hoods are pretty rough out there. I mean, you can make it, but you're gonna have to stay out the way unless you a gangster like me. See what I'm saying? See, I don't stay out the way of nowhere. I do what I want to do and I go where I want and I stand my ground to the most wannabe, whatever, the most thugged out dudes in the street. That's the difference between you and I. I take things head on no matter where I'm at. That's why I'm Batman, why I do what I do. See, people want to act like I'm like them, like this is cute and I'm playing dress up or this opposing campaign. This is about power. This is about land grabbing. This is about taking back my country. This is about territory. This is about everything. This is about like actual power as the actual rulers of this world. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all just running your mouth. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's why like when I see all these people, like, yeah, you know of me. None of you know me. You don't know what I do for real. You don't know who I am. Y'all just know, oh, he's Batman. Yeah, but you don't get he's really Batman. He does the real thing. I don't do no talking. You understand what I'm saying? You don't seem to get who I am and how much I've accomplished in this country and world. I'm not out here talking or looking cute. I gets busy. You feel me? I don't do any talking. That's the point. What is there to talk about? See what I'm saying? I for sure don't play games at this point in my life. I'm 35 of trying to prove something to people that I've proven them 8 million times because, oh, you weren't around to see it. Boy, stop it. I'm a grown man. I don't care what y'all say. I don't need your validation, man. That's what makes you tough. And now I built this whole movement and it's about getting independence, right? And just showing people and demonstrating through independence in your existence. That's winning enough. See, winning is not, you don't have to, be vengeful or nothing like that or anything like that. You just got to do you and walk away. You understand? That's what makes people the most mad, And you know what really like gets them in their feelings? The fact that you don't have to play dirty like them. Feel me? That's the truth, and that's me. Like I said, I'm not like y'all, man. I'll never be like you. And like I said, y'all ain't from the streets, none of you. So I don't know what you saying, man. Well, everything I'm saying is real, bro. It ain't never been fake. Like I said, I don't care who it is, anywhere I'm at. I'll stand up to anybody. I don't put up with nobody's nonsense, right? And I got a history of doing this, and I've never taken an L yet with nobody. It means the toughest dudes anywhere I'm at. Like I said, I've been in the shelter in the bridge in Dallas. I've been in the Arch, the shelter in Austin on 7th Street. I've been all up and down 7th and 6th Street. I ain't took an L yet, bro. I'm a million and 0 in the street, literally. Over a million and 0. For real. So what are you talking about? And I'm goody. Gucci. You feel me? Like I said, I don't do this talking. I don't do this acting. None of y'all on YouTube have any business trying to talk to me, trying to type to me. You know better. You know who I am. You're a YouTuber or not even. You're just a peasant. Like, just stay in your place and do what you do. When I tell y'all to donate, y'all better donate. That's what it is. When I tell you to do something, you do it. You don't sit on here and pretend in front and try to act like I'm someone I'm not. You know who I am. You feel me? So like I said, like this year, oh, there's no fakeness. There's no games. There's no being fake. Because like I said, the minute I get this money, I'm coming up to all these different places. I'm gonna take over New York with the Batman thing, and I'm gonna be running the streets as Batman. Like I said, and it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, all them fake rappers, they gonna run when they see me. Jim Jones ain't gonna come near me, bro. Jim Jones walks around with security and stuff. He tries to get in cool with them fake bloods and the gangs. He's not a real blood. None of them are real bloods. Okay. If you're a modern day wannabe blood, you're fake to begin with. They try to act like it's the debate online. Nobody cares about that. The bloods now have accomplished nothing. They're nobody. They're soft. How about that? What are you talking about? Ben soft. Been saying this. They have no power. None of those gangs have any power. That's the truth. If you going into a gang, especially if you're a grown man, you're pathetic. You like red pill. Feel me? So like I said, at the end of the day, we just laugh at y'all. You know what I mean? Jim Jones, the fact is if he sees me in the street, he sees Batman, yeah, he gonna run. He probably run the minute he see me. Like, come on, bro. That dude's been soft, man. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. He can't even walk around New York comfortably. And then Christina's telling me that she's actually met him and he said something disrespectful to her. Like, oh man, I already didn't like the dude. Now I really got an issue. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm not gonna do all this fake internet stuff and fake clout. Like, Batman's gonna be in the street everywhere. It's just that simple. I'm not these other guys. They're not used to something like me in New York. Like I said, I was in Albany running dudes off corners before I was ever Batman and in a suit. Now this time around, I'm gonna have money and be in a full, actual bulletproof suit probably made of Kevlar, titanium, aluminum alloy, all sorts of stuff. Like even the mask should be bulletproof. I'll probably have a cage over my mouth. Okay, that's bulletproof. Everything's gonna be bulletproof, like 50 Cent. You feel me? So and he didn't invent that. My people invented that. That was another thing they bit and stole from my people and my culture. But my whole point is, I'm gonna be out in the street. You think them fake rappers gonna try to be around me? If they see me walking through the street, they gonna walk the other way. They gonna have to. That's what y'all don't get. I'm not moving like y'all. This is not play. This is like revolutionary coming through time. That's why all y'all on YouTube fear me. Like I said, that's why all y'all do is rah talk on the internet. But like I said, I ain't never seen none of you, and I never will. Let's get real with ourselves, man. These people have had over like 15 years to see me, face me. No, I'll never see none of them, bro. There's no question on this. We all know what it is. Like I said, Tyrese Sneed run the street. I'm the most powerful man walking the street, like they said in that movie American Gangster about Frank Lucas. That's the truth. Like I said, y'all want to talk about money. It ain't about money. It's about power and charisma and being a man. The money comes after that. See, they got it twisted. It ain't money, power, respect. It's respect, power, and then money. Feel me? See? So, like I said, man, once you learn the game, y'all might get somewhere. If not, you're probably going to be in and out of prison for the rest of your life, like Red Pill, accomplishing nothing like Red Pill. You feel me? Oh, I love it, man. That mouse is so funny, bro. They made a meme out of you to look like a mouse because he looked just like you, Red Pill. And no, I don't tune into your channel because you just sit there and spew delusion. All you do is just say stuff that don't make sense. Like I said, why don't you talk about the truth? How I G-checked you online and you got scared like everybody else and you got phased. So yeah, you started sitting there and I'm gonna say troll rhetoric. Okay, that ain't getting at me. You're gonna talk, make sure you say something that makes sense. You're gonna just sit there and just talk in outer space and say delusion. No, that's not gonna accomplish nothing. The fact is, you're mad. I mean, you're operating from your feelings. I'm a gangster. I don't operate from feelings, dude. I don't play a sensitivity contest game. I told you what it is, and I told you reality, and you back down, boy. And everybody knows it. And everybody knows what you are, and that all you do is run and tell and lie and make up things that make no sense, right? And I think even that paperwork is out publicly. Like I said, I don't think I know, right? Proving that you're delusional and you make up lies, and even the court system proves you wrong and says, no, you're delusional, and that's it. And you just go back and forth to prison. I'm sure you're going to go right back if you haven't already. All right. So you go ahead and do you, Red Pill, because nobody cares. You don't even exist or have an identity. How about that? If you want to speak and say so much, I mean, like I said, gain a voice first. Kind of like being a rapper. You failed at that and you'll never have a rap career. You're just like Tone Gabe, Tone Space. You feel me? Like I said, bro, y'all don't have a name in this game. Stop talking at me and acting like we in a back and forth. I'm not in a back and forth with nameless you know what's, bro. You better have a name in this game. You feel me? And even if you have a name like Whack 100, look, he just got proved he's a federal snitch informant on paper. Yep. What are you talking about? Not worried about y'all, man. Y'all worried about No Jump or a bunch of Masons who sold their soul and they all snitches. Come on, bro. Boy, stop it. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't talking about nothing, man. Everything you talk about is the fact of the game that y'all make yourselves look what? Bad. That's why I don't deal with you. I don't deal with Sixth Street. I laugh at all y'all and I let y'all continue to make yourselves look worse and worse. Your culture, your people, your age, your group, all they do is make themselves look bad. You keep on doing you. I'm gonna continue to say the truth, and then I still talk to everybody and deal with y'all right in your face, and none of you do or say anything about it because you can't. That's reality. I stand on what I'm on, bro. Like, trust me, I'm a real gangster. I don't do this fake flogging, fake talking. Like I said, I'm not on this planet to talk. I'm on this planet to prove my point, and I've already done so. I'm on this planet to be a man and get mine. I want what's mine, and that's it. This is manifest destiny. Real talk. This is my country. I'm taking everything over. So, like I said, you do what you do. We gonna keep on doing what we do. I know y'all mad every day because you failing and you see me succeeding doing what I'm doing. At the end of the day, say what you want, but I'm succeeding and you failing. And y'all trying to give me a hard time and put me through all this nonsense for no reason when all y'all got to do is donate to that cash app. If you ain't donating, you're not my friend. If you ain't donating and showing some support to what I'm doing, y'all either broke or you just don't want to help me. And the fact is, y'all don't want to help me because you don't like seeing me win. See, that's what I figured out about all y'all like Deuce King. That's why I keep going in on him. And he ain't gonna do nothing about it either. None of y'all, bro. I'll call all y'all out publicly, bro. And walk right down your strip right in front of your face. And you won't say or do nothing about it. We all know that, bro. Come on, man. Like I said, y'all play games with the little homies, bro. Y'all don't talk to me in any type of way. Y'all don't play games with me. That's the truth. I'm really the tough guy. You understand? I really come from the real thing. I was born into the real thing. I really am the real thing. I'm this. You all don't come from none of this. You're just regular civilians. You feel me? I laugh at you, man. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? Like I said, just like with a dude like him, I have more than you'll ever have, bro. You understand? And it was easy for me to get. Like I said, when I go to Austin, I just go out there and let people think I'm whatever. I have to, do what I got to do to survive out there. That's what it is. Like that don't mean I'm down and out or I'm doing bad. Nah, bro. Like I don't operate in Austin. I was born there, grew up there, but like it's like I ain't from there like that no more. You feel me? So it's like it is what it is, man. And like I said, I got more going on than all y'all. Even when I'm in Austin, I do better than y'all. Like I'm way better off than y'all. Seriously. I got my own arrangements worked out, man, that are way better than anything y'all got. You know what I mean? And I don't have to pay a wallop like y'all either, sitting there wasting money and like imagine being like over 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 working in the bar industry. That's crazy, bro. Unless you're doing it for a short time. That's why they all got a chip on their shoulder towards me because they got to do that for their whole life. And I just come in and do it when I want. Just like I was doing in the high limit tables in Vegas gambling and people were getting mad at that. But I was coming in and winning my hands against them. Of course you're gonna be mad. Feel me? I pop in and out. I do what I want to do. I don't do this, oh, I got to do something every day for the rest of my life and be a wage slave. No, I'm smart and intelligent and fully capable that I can go from having nothing to something to this environment to that environment. I can do anything. I'm adaptable. You feel me? And I'm going to still be Batman. So, like I said, it is what it is. All right. Stay mad.